GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening. Our top story: a citywide 2-year-old childcare pilot is swamped with applications as families scramble for limited spots. Meanwhile, a 500th humpback whale was spotted off our shores, and traffic sees minor delays from ongoing construction. In business news, Legora's expansion will bring over 500 new jobs. Over to you, Andre.
The annual Summer Street Art Fair opens Saturday in Astoria's Socrates Sculpture Park, showcasing over 50 local painters, muralists, and live graffiti demonstrations for the community.
The event runs daily from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., offers free admission, and includes family-friendly workshops, food trucks, and a pop-up music stage.
Local schools will participate Saturday morning with student art displays, and the fair will feature a live mural created by a renowned Bronx street artist.
Lots to get to. Let's begin, as the Summer Street Art Fair kicks off this Saturday, bringing vibrant creativity and community spirit to Astoria residents and visitors alike. Here are our top stories. New York City's 2K pilot, set to launch in September, promises free childcare for 2-year-olds, yet more than 5,700 families have applied for just 2,000 seats. Priya Raghunathan has the full story.
City officials say the 2K pilot opens in September, promising free spots for 2-year-olds across New York City. Already, more than 5,700 families have submitted applications, a ratio of roughly 3 families for every seat. Mayor Zoran Mamdani and Governor Kathy Hochul toured a local community center today, where staff explained that just over 2,000 families will receive offers in this first round. The program marks the initial step toward the city's broader goal of universal free early childhood care. Parents gathered outside the center voiced both excitement and frustration as they await confirmation of their child's placement. City Hall officials said they will expand the program next year if funding allows. Priya Raghunathan, GMNA News, New York City.
Earlier tonight, marine biologists confirmed the 500th humpback whale sighting in the waters that lap the 5 boroughs. The animal was observed just off the southern tip of Manhattan, adding to a growing tally of cetacean visits along the Atlantic coast of the Northeast. Researchers note that humpback presence has risen steadily in recent years, and reaching 500 documented encounters marks a regional milestone. The sighting reinforces the ecological value of New York's marine habitat, reminding officials and the public alike that the harbor supports a diverse array of species. Conservation groups plan to use the milestone to promote continued monitoring and protection of the coastal ecosystem. The whale's brief surfacing was captured by a passing charter boat, providing a rare glimpse of a creature that once seemed far from the city's skyline.
City officials announced today that the administration of Mayor Eric Mamdani and a major health insurer have reached a settlement of up to $53 million to reimburse retired civil servants for improperly charged medical copays. The agreement resolved a class action lawsuit filed in 2022 in Manhattan State Supreme Court, in which retirees claimed the city forced them to pay $15 fees for routine visits that should have been covered. Under the deal, the insurer will refund the disputed amounts and implement new billing safeguards to prevent future errors. City attorneys said the settlement reflects a commitment to honor the benefits promised to former employees. Retirees who participated in the lawsuit will receive individual payments according to the court-approved formula, ending a protracted legal dispute that has drawn attention to municipal health plan oversight.
Mount Vernon Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety arrested as alleged getaway driver for her son, a suspect in a Bronx gang shooting, authorities say. The investigation links city officials to the incident. Dominic Salerno has the full story.
Police say the Mount Vernon Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety was taken into custody on August 4, 2026, after investigators linked her to a recent gang shooting in the Bronx. Authorities allege she acted as the getaway driver for her son, who remains unnamed but was wanted in connection with the Bronx incident. The deputy commissioner is accused of helping her son escape the scene, providing a vehicle and covering the retreat. Detectives say surveillance and phone records tied the vehicle to the crime, prompting the arrest in Mount Vernon. Investigators from the Bronx District Attorney's Office and Mount Vernon Police coordinated the operation, seizing the vehicle and confirming the deputy's involvement through forensic analysis. Dominic Salerno, GMNA News, Mount Vernon.
State officials confirmed yesterday that $445,000 in state money will be directed to the Crasher Mansion on Staten Island for restoration and public access upgrades. Senator Jessica Scarcella Spanton secured $315,000 of the funds, while Assemblyman Mike Riley brought in $130,000. The historic 19th century estate, long awaiting preservation support, will receive the financing to repair structural issues and improve visitor facilities. City leaders said the investment underscores a commitment to protect Staten Island's architectural heritage and make the landmark more reachable for families and school groups. The money arrives as part of a broader effort to preserve New York's historic sites, ensuring the mansion can be enjoyed by future generations. The work, overseen by the Staten Island Historical Society, will address roof repairs, interior stabilization, and new interpretive signage, aiming to open the grounds to the public by next summer. Later we'll dive into the Brooklyn crash that left 2 motorcyclists critical and 1 stabbed. Plus more, we will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Authorities say a car slammed into a motorcycle on a Brooklyn street this evening, igniting a fire that left both riders in critical condition. Surveillance video released by police shows the vehicle striking the bike at roughly 8 minutes past 8 p.m., sending the rider who survived the impact into a violent altercation where he was discovered with a stab wound to his side. The second rider suffered severe burns and trauma from the blaze. Emergency responders extracted both motorcyclists from the wreckage and rushed them to nearby hospitals, where doctors reported they remain in intensive care. Police have opened a homicide investigation into the stabbing and are reviewing the footage for additional leads. The driver of the car was detained at the scene and is being questioned about the circumstances surrounding the collision.
A fire erupted on a vacuum subway train at a Store Place station, halting East Side service and injuring 14 firefighters and MTA employees. Marisol Furrer has the full story.
Fire erupted on a vacuum-powered subway train as it arrived at a Store Place station early this morning, filling the platform with smoke. MTA crews isolated the train and evacuated riders, while New York City firefighters tackled the blaze with hoses and extinguishers. The incident forced an immediate shutdown of East Side service, stranding commuters and triggering a shuttle bus operation. 14 first responders, including firefighters and MTA staff, suffered minor injuries from heat and smoke, but are expected to recover. Cleanup teams are now ventilating the tunnel and inspecting the damaged car before service can resume later today. Authorities are investigating the cause, and the station will remain closed for several hours while the investigation continues. Marisol Furrer, GMNA News, a Store Place.
City officials say a sweeping safety blitz launched after a near collapse at the former Pfizer headquarters conversion has uncovered violations at 19 construction sites across the city. The Department of Buildings reported that out of 180 worksites inspected, 19 were found with serious safety lapses. Inspectors flagged the former Pfizer building, now being turned into apartments, as at risk of collapse, prompting remediation orders. The effort, focused on Midtown Manhattan and other boroughs, remains underway as crews revisit flagged locations to enforce code compliance. Officials emphasize that the heightened scrutiny aims to prevent another structural failure and protect workers and the public. The sweep also reached sites in Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island, extending the safety net. City Hall has pledged resources to accelerate repairs and to issue citations where needed. The department will continue to monitor the identified sites, until all corrective measures are verified.
Heavy construction has rolled into East Harlem as the Metropolitan Transportation Authority pushes forward with the long-planned extension of the Q line to East 125th Street. The project, part of the 2nd Avenue subway expansion, is underway throughout 2026 and has already narrowed sidewalks, rerouted traffic, and sparked complaints from local residents. Workers are excavating along Lexington Avenue and adjacent avenues, installing new tunnel sections and upgrading stations to accommodate the added service. The MTA says the work will ultimately provide a faster, more reliable connection for riders heading downtown, but acknowledges the short-term inconvenience for neighborhoods already coping with noise, dust, and reduced parking. City officials stress the extension is essential to meet future demand, while community groups continue to demand clearer communication about timelines and mitigation measures.
An expanding trash pile at the northern entrance of Sunset Park is releasing a foul odor as collection has been delayed, prompting complaints from nearby residents. Priya Raghunathan has the full story.
At the north side of Sunset Park, a growing mound of refuse is spilling over the curb, sending a sharp, sour smell through the surrounding walkways. The trash, left uncollected by the Parks Department, has been sitting since early August, allowing bags and broken items to pile higher each day. Passers-by report the stench is strong enough to linger even after the wind shifts, and park staff are still awaiting a pickup crew. The buildup blocks a main pedestrian route and has drawn complaints from nearby residents who say the odor makes the area feel unwelcoming. Officials say they are working to schedule a removal as soon as possible. City officials hope the cleanup will be completed before the weekend, restoring a cleaner entrance for park visitors. Priya Raghunathan, GMNA News, Sunset Park.
Now let's get a look at tonight's forecast with our meteorologist for you.
A strengthening southwest jet drives clear skies tonight, while rising pressure seals in summer heat for tomorrow. On this date, the city's all-time high hit 90 degrees in 2016, a blistering peak that arrived amid a multi-day heat wave stretching from the Hudson to Long Island. The record low, 57 degrees, fell in 2019, when an Arctic surge slipped down the Great Lakes, dumping cold air into the metro area for a brief but sharp snap. By contrast, today's climatological average for early August sits around 82 degrees high and 64 low, right between those extremes. The live radar shows a blank canvas across the tri-state, no rain echoes moving toward the city. With the jet stream aloft from the southwest and pressure nudging upward, the air mass remains dry and stratified, preventing any convective development. That means the next few hours stay clear, and the sky will stay unmarred until after midnight when the jet begins to tilt northward. At 6 p.m. the city sits at 82 degrees with clear skies, humidity near 53%, and a light southerly breeze gusting to 16 miles per hour. Pressure is rising, a sign that the dry air mass will dominate through the night. The southwest jet aloft, clocking 58 miles per hour, streams over the region, reinforcing subsidence and keeping clouds at bay. Overnight temperatures will dip to 64, then climb back to 75 by 7 o'clock as the sun sets at 8:08. The UV index holds at 8, and wind will remain modest, shifting to the east at around 11 miles per hour. No watches, warnings, or advisories are in effect. With the atmosphere settled, let's move to the 5-day outlook. Looking ahead, Wednesday brings a high of 81 and a low of 66 under an overcast veil, as a lingering trough pushes moisture into the Hudson Valley. Thursday spikes to 88 with a low of 73, mostly clear, but with a 30% chance of isolated showers as the jet dips southward, offering a brief pulse of lift. Friday and Saturday stay warm at 86 degrees, lows holding at 73, and both days carry moderate rain chances, 45 and 20% respectively, driven by a slow-moving frontal boundary that will linger over the region. Sunday caps the stretch with a clear sky, a high of 90 and a low of 75, as high pressure finally builds in and the jet lifts north, locking in dry, summer heat. No alerts are expected through the period. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic, humming with construction delays, our chamber spotlight on Legora's over 550 jobs expansion, and baseball's Al West check-in. Stay tuned, we will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Brooklyn-Queens Expressway eastbound between the Brooklyn Bridge and Columbia Heights is seeing a barrier relocation and restripping. Expect a lane closed for about 15 minutes each hour, slowing traffic to a steady crawl during peak flow. Drivers heading to downtown Brooklyn or Queens should consider using Atlantic Avenue or the Manhattan Bridge as alternatives. In Manhattan, the Battery Park Underpass is under flood mitigation work. The lane reduction is brief, but water runoff may cause a short slowdown near the southern tip. No major backups reported, and most other arteries remain clear. Overall, the city's road network is moving smoothly aside from those construction zones. This afternoon, expect typical commuter volumes on the FDR Drive and the West Side Highway, with travel times holding steady. Keep an eye on the BQE and Battery Park Underpass if your route passes through those points today.
Free museum passes are rolling out this weekend at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, MoMA, the Intrepid, and other city institutions. Cardholders can wander the halls without paying, a perfect chance to soak up culture on a sunny Saturday or Sunday. Broadway is opening its doors to families all August, with 21 productions offering children under 18 free admission. From Wicked to The Lion King, it's an easy way to bring the magic of the stage home. The new Bianca Romero mural now dominates the terrace at Time Out Market Union Square, a vibrant love letter to the neighborhood that turns a quick bite into a pop art photo op. Tonight at Madison Square Garden, Jon Stewart, Nikki Glaser, Dave Chappelle, and a lineup of comedians will headline a one-night-only 9/11 benefit. Tickets on sale now, and proceeds supporting the charities that keep the memory alive. And now here's Desmond with sports.
Mid-season sparks ignite as New York's clubs chase playoff dreams. Yordan Alvarez ripped a first-inning double against the Texas Rangers at Dakin Park, starting Houston's offense. The blast underscores the Astros' power surge as the Al West Titans, giving New York a benchmark for its own pitching staff heading into the stretch. Munetaka Murakami launched a solo homer in the 8th inning against the New York Yankees at Rate Field on July 29, capping a solid offensive outburst. The blast highlights Chicago's mid-season surge in the AL Central, reminding the Yankees that their own rotation will need to stay sharp as the playoff push looms. Francisco Alvarez delivered a solo home run in the 8th inning against the Los Angeles Dodgers at Citi Field on July 24, a spot in a Mets offense that sits just under .500. With Juan Soto sidelined, the club leans on Lindor's resurgence and hopes Alvarez's power can spark a turnaround before the final stretch. The Mets completed their deadline overhaul by sending reliever Clay Holmes and outfielder Tyrone Taylor to Chicago, receiving infielder Jefferson Rojas in return. Holmes exit thins a bullpen, while Rojas adds a versatile glove and modest bat, signaling a shift toward rebuilding depth on the left side of the infield. The Yankees emerged from the July deadline with minimal activity, falling short of the extensive upgrades many expected. That restraint leaves questions about how the club will address pitching depth and outfield speed as the season enters its final stretch, forcing New York to rely on internal development and payroll flexibility. Jackson Dart landed at No. 24 on the coach's quarterback tier list, positioning him among the league's mid-range veterans. The ranking reflects the Giants' gamble on Dart's development under head coach John Harbaugh, and it will shape New York's offensive identity as the team seeks to climb out of the early season slump.
Legora, the artificial intelligence company setting up shop in Midtown Manhattan, is breaking ground on a 98,420 square foot office at 11 Madison Avenue. The new space will house engineering, legal engineering, product development, and corporate teams, and the firm has pledged to create more than 550 full-time positions over the coming years. That influx of talent and jobs bolsters a tech ecosystem that has long been dwarfed by the city's finance and media sectors, giving local residents a chance to work on cutting-edge AI without leaving their neighborhood. In a city that thrives on innovation, Legora's expansion is a reminder that New York's future is being built right here, floor by floor. Up next, Bone House in Queens opens its doors for the first time in years. We'll explore it after the break. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Queens Bone House, built in 1661, opens its doors to the public, offering tour of original timber beams, wide plank floors, massive fireplaces, and period artifacts. Raphael Brannigan has the full story.
Built in 1661, the Bone House opens its doors to visitors for the first time this summer. Inside, original wooden beams stretch across rooms, while wide plank floors creak underfoot, recalling colonial life. Two massive stone fireplaces dominate the main chambers, each framed by period-era hardware and artifacts that illustrate daily routines of early settlers. Curators have arranged furniture, ceramics, and tools to give a tangible sense of 17th-century domestic life. As one of the oldest surviving residences in New York City, the house offers a rare glimpse into the city's Dutch colonial roots, now preserved within Queens' historic landscape. The site invites school groups, history enthusiasts, and casual tourists alike to explore its preserved interiors. Raphael Brannigan, GMNA News, Queens.
A federal judge has blocked New York's new law banning ICE agents from wearing masks, ruling it likely an impermissible regulation of federal activity. Dominic Salerno has the full story.
The federal court has thrown a wrench in New York's new mask ban targeting ICE agents. A judge issued an injunction on Thursday stopping enforcement of the state law that would have barred agents from wearing any face covering while on duty. The ruling came after the Department of Justice argued the measure intruded on federal authority, and the judge agreed it likely constitutes an impermissible regulation of federal activity. New York lawmakers had passed the ban earlier this year as part of a broader effort to increase transparency in immigration enforcement. Federal officials say the injunction preserves the ability of agents to protect themselves in hazardous situations while carrying out their duties. Dominic Salerno, GMNA News, New York City.
Thank you, New York City, for watching. Tonight's glimpse of the 500th humpback whale near our waters reminded us of the wonder that surrounds our city. Stay tuned tomorrow for more stories that matter to you. I'm Vivian Castellanos, the local Sunset. We'll bring you the latest on community safety and the city's bright spots.